Greetings, friends and fellow cigar box guitar enthusiasts. Del Puckett here with what is, ta-da, the grand opening. And it's like, how anticlimactic. And the reason being is because this workshop is just trashed. And I'm trying to organize and trying to get my act together, which everybody knows that's a challenge in and of itself. Especially when you have a cat that just all he wants to do is jump in your lap and headbang. And then of course the dog, he's always fun. But anyhow, yeah, so what I'm going to have to do is multitask or work in parallel. So I am going to try to do some builds while I continue to do the ongoing upgrades here in this workshop. For example, I need a shelf on this bottom space right here for a bunch of my tools. I need some shelf space right here. Boom. Some shelf space right underneath here. And I'm still missing tools, my gosh. And also some shelf space right here. So I'm going to be doing builds and upgrades at the same time. So I think I'm biting off more than I can chew, but if I don't bite off more than I can chew, then nothing will get done because I won't chew. Duh. All right, look at the cats. Cat's beating up on the dog. All right, so before we get started, I should properly introduce you to Jasper. Jasper is he's going to be the shop cat. He's my son's cat who lives up in Oregon, and he wanted me to adopt him. So lucky cat, man. He gets to live in the Cigar Box Guitar Workshop. And so we're going to take good care of him. All right, the first builds coming out of this shop are going to be these Arturo Fuente boxes, and they are going to be for the Patreons. Here's something that's interesting. A lot of these boxes that I found already had all of these blanks pre-cut, so I could just glue them in place. In fact, this one here got pickups and tuners, jack, and reinforcement blanks. So we are all ready to go. First things first, sound holes. All right, here's something that's interesting. I just learned about this. So on most modern drills, this will work. You tighten whatever it is that you're going to use, a drill or a bit. Tighten it, and then give it a nice tight, and that's going counterclockwise. Well, then if you go counterclockwise or clockwise, just one thing, you'll feel like a little cam kick in. And then it's locked in place. Won't fall out, because I always had the problem of my bit falling out, even though I was tightening this thing as tight as I could. This is a little trick that I heard on the internet. In fact, nobody knows of that trick. You can even call into the company of these guys and ask them straight up, and a lot of them don't even know that. The people who are supposed to be the service people of these drills. But anyhow, so I'll show you again. So you loosen it. So we're loose here. And this, like I said, it could be anything. You tighten it all the way, hand tight, so it's nice and tight. And that's going counterclockwise to tighten it. Now, once it's tight, then you just grab it and go clockwise about a little bit of a quarter of a turn, and you'll feel a little cam kick in, like little, and then that locks whatever you have in it, locks it in place, and it ain't coming out. All right, guys. One of the benefits of doing these builds is that I got to locate all of my templates and tools and stuff. So yeah, this is the template for the notch. And then it's also got equals measurements on this side so I can use it for the sound hole. Want to see my butt? You might ask the question, how many sound holes does a guy need? The answer is always just a few more. We are finally getting around to it. Yay! All right, so next, what I like to do is get the round file and take off the edges and the paper. Just kind of clean up the edges there. And then this one here doesn't need any sound holes because it is a sound hole and a peekaboo. And when it comes to that paper inside here, this red paper, there's two schools of thought. One is to leave it all alone, leave it original. And the other school of thought is to peel it all out and reveal that wood underneath there. So I'm going to mix it up and do a little bit of both. Fortunately, I have boxes and boxes of heels and necks. So now it's just going to be a matter of pairing up yummies. Neck material, heel material. These are just blanks. But let's see what's in here. It says heels. Maybe they're high heels. Not that many heels in here. Some nice blank chunks of wood. A bunch of tops. There they are. Oh yeah, look at that. Shout out to my boy Hal. Hello. Have to use that for a top. There's the heels. There they are. These are already pre-cut. What does the Bible say? Seek and ye shall find. I've been looking all over for my neck scale templates. And lo and behold, I found them. I bought this one here at a yard sale a few years back. And it wasn't until a few years after that that I realized that this says great neck. So this is the one I use most of the time. So I'm going to build these instruments to be a 23-inch scale. All right, it's starting to get hot in here. Whew. Fire's nice and roasty toasty. This is one of those 6 strings or 3 strings too many t-shirts, and I wore out all the letters. Working hard. Next, I'm going to mark off about 3.5 inches for the headstock, and I'll put the edge of my scale neck template right where the 0 fret or where the nut's going to go. And then, because I already have it pre-measured 23 inches exactly, then I just strike a line right here where the saddle's going to go and where I put the piezo underneath. Now I make sure to wrap it around because eventually I'm going to put the heel on and cut the top off, and I don't want to lose that line, so I wrap it around the side there. Next, I determine where I want the saddle to be on the top of this cigar box guitar. If I put it too far back, and of course there's no room for the hinge on the back side here, and I have to do a wraparound. So I like plenty of room for the hinge. So maybe a good, what, 3 inches? Let's measure that, see what it is. That is probably about, yeah, it looks like about 3 inches there. So again, there's no rule of thumb. Just kind of whatever feels good. Just keep in mind you get the hardware that you're going to use on the back side here. I'm going to use hinges, so I need plenty of room for the hinge. And so maybe I'll go 3 1/4. Yeah, we'll go 3 1/4. Oh, and also this tells me where to put the heel, because I want the heel to be, I want it to stick out maybe about 2 inches or so. So all of this is just the setup. And like I said, there's no right or wrong way, just kind of however it works, just make it happen. Found the template box. It's got all the templates, just intonation. And then I made up a few of these guys for the most common ones that I do. So here's the one for the 23-inch equal temperament. So what I do here is I just put this nut right on the line there, and then determine, you know, my heel placement in relationship to where the saddle's going to be. Make sure everything is in proportion, everything lines up. So this tells me here that I'm going to have, what, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 frets on this instrument. I could fudge it, move it back in just a little bit to get some more. I could even come over here and go double octave. But then my saddle's way up in the middle here, so I can crunch it back here. And in the past, I put these little dots here where I would build. But in this case here, I'm going to go 3 inches on the back here, which is going to leave me, like I said, like 22 frets, 23, 24, yeah, so 22. This will be the last fret here. Hope that makes sense. Next, we glue and screw. Once you're committed and you've made up your mind where you want your heel, then you just lavish it with glue. And then I like pre-drilling it so I don't get any splits. And then just glue it. And one thing that's very important, make sure you have your TP ready, because this thing starts dripping. And the last thing you want to do is get glue all over your table. So you should have this kind of before you do everything, which it's always good to have your paper ready before you do your business, because if you do your business and then you realize you don't have any paper, yeah, you're in a world of hurt. So now we're going to get a little bit technical. So what I like to do here is make sure that at the top, what I do is I line this back part of the heel up with the top of the box, and then I strike a line on this side here. You can see it right there, right where the notch, I'm going to notch this piece right here. Now if you can see, here's the back angle. And what I mean by back angle is you can see that the amount that I'm going to cut here is marked there 3/16, and that's the thickness of the box. So I'm going to cut that 3/16 here, but then I'm going to angle it back to 3/8. So this little piece here is actually 3/8. And so what that creates is an angle that the top of the cigar box is actually angled back just ever so slightly. And that creates the back angle, and that allows for better action over here, in my opinion. All right, that's it for this video, guys. I'm going to cut it short here. The reason being is because I need to get to work. I got all these necks here, And all these boxes here, we're gonna bust them out. So I need to get busy. So anyhow, I will begin to upload this video. Thank you guys for watching to the end. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, blah, 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 blah. And don't forget, there's exciting things happening at the Patreon site. So until next time, guys, 6 strings are 3 strings too many, or something like that. All right, guys, cheers. See you in the next video.